After we finish our white, we're going to change to orange. Okay, so you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch. But because we have the white yarn here, we're going to use it later on. We're going to keep it here and just rest it onto your hook like that. Take your orange yarn over and pull through like this, like that. Okay, so your white is still there. We have our orange pulled through. We have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we've changed. Okay, so we're going to continue to rest our white onto our hook so that we can bring the yarn over. All right, so that's 1. The next stitch, we're going to do an increase. Okay, so insert your hook, rest the white yarn onto your hook, bring the orange yarn through, 2 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So then we're going to do it into the same stitch again, another single crochet because it's an increase, 2. Into the next stitch, we're going to do 1 single crochet. Into the next stitch, we're going to do an increase, so that's 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Into the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. And into the final stitch, we're going to do an increase. 1, 2. And your piece should look like this. At the end, you should have 18 stitches. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 stitches, with our orange stitch being the first stitch that we did of the round. So that's number 18. Now for round 4. For round 4, we're going to insert a hook into the first stitch and change to white. Okay? So once again, because we're using white now, we're going to bring the orange yarn over. So we're just going to rest the orange yarn onto our hook, like we did previously with the white. And we're going to take our white yarn, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. That's our first single crochet of the round. So just remember, this orange here is our first single crochet of the round above our white. Okay? Next, we're going to insert our hook into into this white stitch here, which is our second stitch. We're going to let the orange yarn rest on our hook, and then we are going to do an increase. So that's 2 single crochets in there, so that's 1, 2, and then we are going to insert a hook into the third stitch, rest the orange onto our hook, bring the white through, and finish off with a single crochet. Okay, so far we've done 4 stitches, the orange and 3 white. Now we're going to repeat that 3 times. So we're going to do a single crochet in the first stitch. In the second stitch, we're going to do an increase, and the third stitch, a single crochet. So we did that once, we're going to do it 1 more time, and then finally we're going to do it a 3rd time. Then we're going to, with our orange, we're going to single crochet 1, increase, single crochet 1 in the next 3 stitches. So same thing as we did, but with the orange now. So we're going to bring the white over. So insert your hook into the next stitch, rest your white onto your hook, yarn over, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, 1. So the next one we are going to do an increase, 1, 2, and then the next one we're going to do a single crochet like that. Okay, So that's one set. We're going to do 2 more sets of that. Single crochet. The next stitch we're going to do an increase. The next stitch we're going to single crochet. One more time, the next stitch we're going to single crochet. There you have it. And once again, this orange stitch is our first stitch of the round. So you should have a total of 24 stitches. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Okay? So now we're going to begin with our white for round 5. For round 5, we will do 3 single crochets and an increase. And repeat 3 times, okay? So, once again, carry the orange over. Insert your hook into the first stitch. Rest the orange onto your hook. Take your white. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2. And there is our first stitch, okay? On top of this white stitch, our orange stitch is our first stitch of the round. So next we're going to do another single crochet. Insert your hook into the second stitch. And once again, rest the orange stitch onto your hook because we're carrying it over. Complete your single crochet. And then the third stitch. A single crochet. After 3 single crochets, you're going to do an increase. Insert your hook into the next stitch and do an increase. So that's 2 single crochets into the same stitch. 1, 2. Okay, so the next stitch we're going to do a single crochet. The next stitch a single crochet. Remember to bring your orange yarn over. And the next stitch a single crochet. Okay, then the next stitch you're going to do an increase. 1 and 2. At this point, we will change to orange again and repeat the same pattern. 3 single crochets and then an increase. Okay? So, insert your hook to the next stitch. Rest the white onto our hook. Take the orange. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2. So that's our single crochet. Then we're going to do our second single crochet. Once again, rest the white onto your hook, bring it over. Second single crochet, third single crochet. And now we're going to do an increase. One, 2. Okay, like that. And there we have it. We have completed round 5. So at this point we should have 30 stitches across, 30 stitches around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And this orange one, of course, is our first stitch of the round. So now for round 6 to 8, we will do 15 single crochets in the white, 15 single crochets in the orange. Okay, so for round 6, 7, and 8. At the end of round 8, I will meet you here. So once again, when we do our single crochets, to begin, we are going to begin by changing into the white for the first 15. And when we change into the white, insert your hook, rest the orange onto the hook, change to white, and do a single crochet. Okay, so that's 1. And just a reminder, the easiest way to look at where you began is to see here. The orange is on top of the white, so that's our first stitch. Remember that. That's the good thing about this pattern. We have this nice sort of transitioning spot between the white and the orange where it's not so sharp between just white and just orange. We have these orange specks, which gives it a nicer transition for the so-called fur for our fox. And it also helps to remind us where we began our round. Okay? So that's our first stitch. We're going to continue in the white for the next 14 for a total of 15 in white. And then after, we're going to transition to orange, which again, when we transition to orange, remember to bring the white yarn around as well, like we've been doing so far. And then continue building your orange until the end. So for round 6, for round 7, and for round 8. Okay? At the end of round 8, I will meet you here. So here I am, I finished my 8th round, and this is what my piece looks like so far. Okay? So just to give you an idea which is the right side and which is the wrong side, so which side which should be facing you outside. If you look at your piece, if it runs in a circle like this, this is the outside. If you flip it over and you have your stitches running vertically like this, that is the inside, also known as the wrong side of the piece. So you want to make sure that you flip it so that the right side of the piece, this circles, horizontal circles, are facing you, and that'll be the correct size. Okay? So what we're going to do at this point is continue in orange and work the next 5 stitches with a single crochet in each stitch. At this point we are finished with our white. What we're going to do is just cut the yarn. So leave a tail, cut the white, like that. We're done. With the white, later on we'll just stuff it into the head there. So we're just going to work with the orange now. Work 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm just working the white tail that we cut in. I'm just working it in a little bit. Again, working it means simply inserting your hook, letting it rest, bringing the orange stitch through, and continuing your single crochet. So just how we've been letting it rest before. So it's the same thing. We're just working it in so it doesn't become undone. So once again, the beginning of our round is right here. The orange stitch on top of this white one is the beginning of our round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I made a mistake. We're going to do it for 6 stitches. So we did it for 5, 1 more, 6. Okay, like this. Then we're going to take our snout. So we have 6 orange stitches of our new round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Take our snout. So remember, the top of the snout are these clear stitches here. The sides are these confusing bumps. So we want to make sure that the top are these clear stitches, and that's what we're going to use to sew onto our piece. Let's continue. In the next stitch, you're going to insert your hook into the first stitch of our 5 stitches on our snout. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First one is here, like that. And then insert it into the next stitch, which is here. And complete your single crochet. Like that. Okay. Then you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch of our snout and insert your hook into the next stitch of the head and complete a single crochet. Then you're going to do it for the third one. The fourth one. And then finally the fifth one. Like that. Then you're going to do a single crochet in the next remaining stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And your piece should look like this. The main part is that your snout is in the center of the white. So you've got even white spaces on both sides. Okay? So to finish off, we're going to continue with 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way to the beginning here, where we will finish row 9 and begin row 10. So here we are, we finished row 9, and I'm at the beginning to begin row 10. So once again, just a reminder, the beginning of the round is on top of this white and orange. So that's where the beginning of the round is. Okay? So now we are on round 10. For round 10, we're going to do a pattern of 3 single crochet and 1 decrease in the next 4 stitches, and we're going to repeat that 6 times all the way around, which will decrease our total stitches of 30 to 24. So I will show you. To make it easier, I'm going to use another color of thread to use as a stitch marker. You can use a piece of thread or yarn for your stitch marker, or if you have a stitch marker, you can use that. Okay, but here's what I'm going to do. For the yarn, all you're going to do is place it over, and that's going to mark where you began your round. So because we're doing one color, it's a lot easier when you use a stitch marker. We didn't use it here because we were doing 2 colors and we could easily identify where our round began. But now we are not. I'm using a stitch marker so I can identify where my round began. 3 single crochet, one, 2, 3, and a decrease. So the 4th stitch, we're going to do a decrease. To do a decrease, you're going to insert your hook into the first. So each stitch comprises of 2 loops, right? We have the front loop and we have the back loop. You're going to insert your hook into the front loop of the first stitch, the front loop of the second stitch. So you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's going to do our first decrease. So then we're going to do 3 single crochets next in the next 3 stitches. 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 2, 3, like that. So we did 3 single crochets, 1 in each of the 3 stitches. And then the 4th stitch, we're going to do a decrease. So once again, insert your hook into the front loop, insert your hook into the next front loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to just continue repeating this all the way around. So the 3rd one now is our next stitch. So remember these two stitches here are decrease. Do not insert your hook into that. We want to insert our hook into the full stitch. So this full stitch is our next stitch. Okay, so insert your hook and do 1 single crochet. The next one, 1 single crochet. And the 3rd one, 1 single crochet. And then the 4th one, we will do a decrease. Insert your hook into the front, insert your hook into the front, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that does our decrease. Then we're going to do a single crochet into the next one, a single crochet into the next one, and a single crochet into the next one, followed by a decrease. Single crochet into the next one, single crochet into the next one, single crochet into the next one, followed by decrease. And here we are at the end of our round. So to identify the end of our round, we have our stitch holder, and the stitch that it is in is our first stitch of the round. So we have completed round 10. At this point, you should have 24 stitches around. Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24. Yes, 24 stitches. So and then for row 11, we will do 1 single crochet, a decrease, 1 single crochet, and repeat. So here's my stitch holder, and what I'm going to do is take this end and just fold it over. Like so. Okay, and take your hook and then insert into the first stitch right here, single crochet. Into the next one, you're going to do a decrease, and then into the third one, a single crochet, and that's the pattern all the way around. Right, and then we can see here, this is where we began with our stitch holder right here on this first stitch of the round. 1, 2, 3 stitches so far. So that's the pattern all the way around. Single crochet, decrease, single crochet. Okay, so here we are at the end of round 11. So this is what your piece should look like so far. Okay. What you're going to do, if you haven't already, is tighten the beginning of our magic circle. So find that string that is the magic circle, the center here. Okay, right? And you're going to pull that tight. Pull it tight. There you go. It's not going to get undone. And when we stuff it, it'll be even more secure. So take all this extra yarn and just stuff it into the body. Like that. And there we go. It's secured.